All right, we're live. I misclicked the button. We're live. Welcome. This is our first vampire game in a while, actually.
That's true.
When was the last one? I think it was like a month ago.
I think the 19th.
Yeah, the week before Christmas.
It was
Oh,
only
okay.
half a month ago.
That was not as far back as I thought. I remember we had to cancel like several times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it was the one for Christmas, I think after Christmas, and then just other stuff for the last week. We all had different reasons.
Yeah, but yeah, we are here. We are live. It's been a holiday season. So you know what? Just kind of as a part of getting back and everything. How was everyone's holidays?
Great until I got sick.
Yeah, you caught the plague.
Frugal, since we had the absolute slowest days of work during December, and so my paychecks were quite meager. I made do.
Rough.
Overall lovely, though everybody was really busy during it.
Yeah.
And hey, we have all the art. Finally.
Yeah. Very, very cool getting Ted done. Thank you, Suzanne.
Happy to help. I'll work on pumping them out faster for any other games we do.
No,
Yeah,
you're
no
fine.
rush on it.
You're good.
We're definitely gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to set up a new scene, I think, for the Riptide season 3. But my holidays were pretty good. We didn't really get to go anywhere. It was a very slow holiday season for us this year. But last year was a really rough year, so we just kind of needed something to slow down and just relax. So it was kind of nice in that regard. I know Bean got absolutely spoiled for Christmas, so... I mean, Celeste would have too. Celeste liked people. But Bean had a good time. But alright, we're back with Vampire the Masquerade 5e. And last time we left off, you guys had gotten a meeting with the Triumvirates, the leaders of the Tremere family, or the Tremere bloodline in Seattle, anyway, or at least the major one. And you guys got some info, and you learned that the Leech is a kind of a type of blood-crafted entity. And the Triumvirate says they have nothing to do with it, but they gave you some information. It's programmed to hunt its prey relentlessly. And it is capable of using the blood it takes from its victims. Considering this one is hunting kindred, it is capable of using some of your powers. And has kindred-like strength and speed. Not even kindred-like, it's very powerful kindred-like strength and speed. It is also calculating and intelligent enough to stalk prey, hold hostages, and the like. Anything to get to its mark. As well, we had Ophelia recover from being utterly brutalized with lots of blood.
Lot of blood.
Lot of blood. And movie night. A good session dedicated to movie night.
I mean, we got a lot of people here who don't watch movies, especially an old boomer mafia man who has definitely not seen a lot of these newfangled things.
But now, we've returned. I believe you guys had made a plan for dealing with the leech, or we didn't get that far. It's honestly hard to remember.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we got that
Oh,
far.
No, I don't think we
actually,
did.
Augustus did successfully get past their thraldom a little bit and was able to drink blood from, I believe it was Ophelia?
Nope.
No, it was
Velvet.
Velvet.
Or Velvet, my bad. Yeah, you are correct. I was reading the name and from Velvet. One step closer to possible freedom from your weird cultish-esque sire.
Hey.
Yeah. Now to do it again next time you're hungry. All right. So, you guys have finished movie night. Now it's time to plan for how you guys want to tackle the leech. Oh, I guess you also learned, I should mention, that the leech came from somewhere. It was crafted, it was created, and essentially let loose on the city. That's something you're also going to have to deal with.
Yeah, whoever fucking made this thing.
Yeah, and we know that it's gonna be after Ophelia until she gets got.
Yay.
At least we can draw it out.
The problem is playing into it so it thinks it's the one that tracked her. It's intelligent enough to do all of that, but us coming up with a plan, we'd have to somehow make ourselves unseen enough that it thinks it's only got Ophelia.
And we have to make sure it's not watching us right now.
I mean, I can try to go do that right now. If y'all want.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah,
Alright.
definitely.
There we go. Velvet will step out momentarily after activating Sense Unseen. Oh, is anyone... What's everyone's hunger level?
2.
1.
I think we were just at 1 last time. Because we kind of just skipped the week not making hunger checks and stuff.
Well, I think we did that and also fed throughout the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just making sure.
Also, speaking of that week, while I was at Michelangelo's house, I would have texted Circe to check up on Alexandra, because she is her legal guardian, like caretaker. So she could have gotten her out of the hospital or check up on her.
Okay. You've learned that she is still in the hospital. She had a few broken bones, unfortunately. Just the being manhandled by the leech, and probably due to your own super speed. She is very frail and fragile in her old age. But nothing life-threatening, fortunately. It's just when it comes to elderly and, osteoporosis, it takes a lot longer for their bones to heal. She is likely to remain in a hospital for the remainder of the month.
I'm gonna rip that thing to shreds.
Velvet, go ahead and make a wits aspects. Okay.
I think I just spend any willpower to reroll.
Well, you can only reroll one because you can only reroll non-hunger dice, so it's up to you.
It's probably not worth the.
Okay.
Probably not.
Let's see here.
Am I only supposed to have one? Because technically I have 2 in wits and 2 in aspects.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why you
you
rolled
rolled
4
4
dice.
dice. But
Okay.
you'll
Oh,
have
I see.
3
It
hunger
converted it
dice.
into hunger dice. I see.
Yeah, you have 3 hunger currently, so. All right. As you look about, you don't see anything at this moment.
Steps back in. I don't see anything for the moment, but that's not to say I couldn't come back any other time.
That's the main concern, really. Then what we really need to do is find some method to lure it into a spot where we can better fight it.
But isn't too suspicious to where it gets thrown off a little.
From what we have learned of it, it seems like it's strong enough to where it can probably disregard a little bit of suspicion. And if it really focuses on one target at a time exclusively, it, depending on how long it goes tracking its target without a prime opportunity, it might get a little impatient if we drag it out a little.
You said it fought you in a parking garage?
Yep. After it broke into my commune and took my wife.
Something we should consider. Though if we pick a parking garage, we should be very careful. I've been seeing an influx of homeless in the area moving into those.
We could dress as homeless people to throw it off, because I imagine it's seen what we look like, so if we hide ourselves, we could.
Most
Catch up
likely
on-
be able to smell us, to tell us apart.
It seems to know who's a kindred and who's not. And I like gesture to myself and I go, do I look like I could pull off looking like a homeless person?
You wouldn't let the rags near you, in all honesty.
Definitely not.
I don't know. Are you fine with the smell of alcohol?
Me?
I mean, we wouldn't. If you, I'm not mind being a little disheveled. It wouldn't have to be homeless entirely. We could just placate you for someone who's really drunk.
I do have an image to uphold. And are we still on the track of disguising ourselves?
I'm unsure how well it would actually do anything. I don't know. Michelangelo, do you know any... You would probably know. Do you know any places that are perfect for ambushes?
It's probably been a while since I did ambush people for the family, but would there be any particularly good ones that stand out?
Sure. Make a. I want to say. 1 second here. What
Like
is?
intelligence crime or something.
Well, it's an intelligence. I'm trying to figure out whether it's like subterfuge or maybe streetwise. You know what? Streetwise. Intelligence streetwise checks using your ambush specialty.
All right.
Is it possible I can help because of my feeding type?
I mean, you
Alley
can
cat?
say you can help, and that just adds an extra die.
Okay, yeah, I'm helping with this.
All right. 2 extra dice.
Sheesh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why do you still have no hunger?
It hasn't. I haven't failed the rouse check yet.
After killing that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Stalker.
I'm
Insane.
the one who fails it, Cam. It's me.
I'm the one who feeds.
Yeah.
Alex is the
I'm
Jesus
the
Christ of
vampire boy.
hunger
I'm
checks.
the one who's hungry.
He takes all of our failed hunger checks for us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All
Except
right.
for that
So
one time.
you know, generally speaking, as well. Actually, give me some background on your character. Are you like a mafioso from Seattle, or did you have to like move here? What's your general history with Seattle?
Well, my thoughts on it is that he had moved here, but maybe there's like some areas where he's like walked around with his wife or something. Then it's like that he's just observed. Oh, that would be a good spot, and then it's kind of like one of those. It's one of those kind of reactions that just happens, and he has to like shake his head, and he's like, "I'm not a part of that anymore."
An occupational disease.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna do something a little unique with this approach. I'm definitely trying to do more like player-driven narrative bits. So with your level of success, you know of a relatively like empty and like secluded place. Like you got 4 successes. So a what would be like a tier 4 ambush location, which out of tier 5, which is the best, like optimal, you got near the best. So tell for us what place in Seattle have you found? It's near perfect.
So sorry.
No worries.
Is this more of an exact spot or just like kind of a descriptor of the area?
You know the place. Describe for us the place.
Well, having kind of looked around, noticing different things like probably police response times from like the news and just general sense of people not particularly watching the area or calling when there seems to be a problem. Most likely would have been a type of park in the city or a very concealed alleyway.
Well, you tell us. It's you're adding a part to the city. You're describing to us the actual place.
There is this park that particularly a lot of people would have to go through to get to like certain areas, but it's particularly not well witnessed.
Imagine we go back to the same park we investigated the murder at.
I think that one was pretty far out of the city, if I recall.
It is far out of the city, but yeah.
I thought that was like in the middle of the city.
No, it's outside.
No,
Oh.
that one's like almost North Seattle.
Well,
Yeah.
it's in North Shore, or Shoreline, sorry, which is like the northern end of Seattle.
Hmm.
And the prime area where that leech was hunting mostly.
Yeah, it's hunting ground. All right, so you know of a kind of wooded area, not really even a park. People don't really go there. Okay, all right, cool. So you know this place. It's kind of somewhere out on like the east side of Seattle when you're starting to get out more towards like Auburn or Renton. And you just know this nice wooded area that honestly, if you hit a body there, no one would find it.
Yeah. All right. Well, there was this particular, not even really park, just like a wooded area of Seattle that would be a really great place to. Well, if you were to hide a body, it just would never be found. Might be a good spot, at the very least.
And you know
nod.
what? I'll add an extra. You can create a feature for this place. So, for instance, you could say it's heavily wooded. So, any dexterity checks involving movement would be reduced by 1 die, for instance, for like difficult terrain. So, if you want to add like a modifier to this location, and you just can give me a brief description and I can add mechanics to it.
Okay.
Other than the security part, which we've already covered.
Yeah. I do kind of like that. Just a heavily wooded area that, if, particularly if you're like running in a panic, you could very easily get lost there.
Okay. All right.
Because this thing has some goofy evasion from last time we encountered it.
It does have pretty good dex stats, it seems.
Okay. So you've added the modifier of like maze-like, essentially. It is required to make successful survival checks if you want to leave the area.
That'll be good. It seems like it definitely has the ability to get away from us otherwise.
And because you know the area, you guys in particular will get a bonus die whenever you try to make survival checks in this area. Giving y'all essentially the home field advantage.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty hype.
Sweet.
Guys, I'm not going to make it out of there on my own.
Well, given enough time, you only need to make survival checks in a like combat scene.
I could just pick a direction and walk until I reach the edge.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Do we want to maybe split up to start? So half of us go and scout the area to get the particular spot there or set something up there beforehand, and the other half of us can stay with Ophelia to reduce the risk of ambush while we're unprepared.
I think it's a good idea, especially for the people that aren't currently the main focus.
If we want, we could send Velvet with Ophelia in that group to see, because Velvet has the ability to notice this monster, it seems. You guys could, while the other group sets up the location, you could sort of try to see what the monster's limitations are, sort of take it to different places and find yourselves in different situations that might dissuade it or persuade it to make a move, and see how willing it is in different scenarios.
We could, but then it comes down to, unfortunately, I'm not combat savvy if this thing does get impatient.
That's what I was saying. I was gonna say Ted stays with me. Michelangelo goes. Like to the forest.
Well, I'll make special mention. This thing does not want to be found. It always attacks people in secluded areas, and when it can't find a target in a secluded area, it will force its target to be into a secluded area. So as long as you're out in general open areas with people about, you won't need to worry. It also seems rather hesitant to approach multiple kindred at the same time. So as long as you're traveling with a couple people, it doesn't even matter if they're combat savvy, you will be fine, you think, anyway. I will say that this thing seems to be able to detect kindred, so it's not going to make any moves until Ophelia is pretty well alone in the general area where Ophelia is found.
Yeah.
Also, I realized I fucked up, not Ted, Augustus.
I was
All right.
wondering.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
don't think Ted's very good at combat, but
I mean, Ted's
No.
also a Malkavian who can kind of see the future, so...
Just
Yeah.
a little, but also, like, I mean, if I was to make an attack roll, I would have 5 dice.
That's not bad.
Though,
much more than I would have.
I do have the self-imposed deal of if I really fuck up my knife, they vomit and pass out, and I have to like wake them up.
Nice.
They don't like blood; they get really queasy.
Yeah, I think if I were to attack, I would have 1 die.
Oh,
What's your strength, brawl?
1 and 0, yeah.
What's your dexterity?
2.
You can shoot a gun better than you can brawl.
Nice.
Yo.
I probably do have like a little pistolero, the tiny boy.
Like a really small, like revolver.
Yeah,
like
a little
snub
stiletto
nose.
pistol.
Oh god.
you don't
Would-
have the golden gun?
It probably is golden, just really small.
Ah.
At least gold
Oh.
inlay.
It's got like filigree.
It's definitely fancy, but it's not gold.
Not my mare.
Not my... Where's the corrupt official we've all come to know and love?
What the hell, man?
Listen, it's concealed. I don't want it to stand out that much.
That's fair.
If it's concealed, it won't stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm moving around and my jacket opens up a little and someone goes, "What's that gold thing I just saw shining in your inside pocket?"
You can play it off as a pocket watch.
Yeah.
It's fine. He has a fancy but not golden gun. You don't want a gun made of
Like,
gold anyway.
probably the most ineffective gun you could think of.
It's like a one-shot gun.
Yeah, it is really just like
It's 22.
absolute last resort. My combat is Willenbury.
Yeah, what's Wellenbree's firearm dex?
Very good.
But what is it?
4 and 4.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should bring Willenbree along.
Actually, that is a good question. Willenbury doesn't smell like a kindred, does she? Or Willenbury give off a human scent still?
He's technically a human.
Technically, but she's also a ghoul as well.
Yeah.
So it does depend. You don't know how this creature reacts to ghouls specifically. A kindred can potentially recognize a ghoul, depending on certain scenarios. Abilities that can detect kindred might detect a ghoul, but you don't know if this thing particularly cares. So
All right. Do we want to split up then to see if we can go check out the location beforehand?
I think a
think-
split up to scout is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
okay. It doesn't really take too much effort for you guys. You probably need to wait until the next day, though, as you spend a large part of this night getting info and watching movies.
Yeah.
So,
And are we
Yeah.
splitting up with the same group then? Because
Well-
Ophelia requested.
unless you guys are actively like trying to set up the hunt, it like I said, just having a couple of people with Ophelia makes Ophelia relatively safe.
Yeah.
So you guys can just send whoever out to go inspect the area. But let's go ahead and do a rouse check for the next day.
Oh, holy shit!
So good at this.
Still not hungry.
All right, Aliester, you get hungry, and Augustus, you get a little hungry.
Dang.
All right. So the next day, you guys reconvene. Some people stay back with Ophelia, the rest go check out the area, and you guys get a general lay of the land. Like I said, you don't need to make any special checks or anything like that. This is a known area to at least one of you, and as long as Michelangelo is along, you don't need special help.
Yeah, so we should probably find like a deep location that's real in there for Ophelia to make the move, try to lure it out in there, and then find ways for us to quickly get to there, because Ophelia will probably have to be alone for a little bit while we are like on the outskirts, I assume, waiting.
The other hard thing to consider, it attacks after feeding. Because it waited till after Ophelia had fed on something and then went after her as well.
It's true.
The question is, if we want Ophelia to feed in this area to draw it in, do we risk a witness? Or do we pick someone that maybe one of the families wants gone? As much as I do not agree with getting rid of someone just for the other families, it is an option.
I mean, it doesn't have to be in this area. We can have Ophelia feed on someone just wherever and then come over here when we're done with that.
At least it seems like this place is very secured, so most likely, if they were in that general area anyways, the creature would kind of try to orchestrate them to go in that position.
This is something I figured I'd throw out there for our plans, because it does have that specific criteria, it seems.
And doesn't it target its victims until they're dead?
Yes. I mean, nothing's lived up until now after dealing with it. Ophelia, I think, is the first.
I think it might be desperate to have her gone, but I think we should be safe. Well,
Well, let's go look for a good spot at least, and we can hash out the details as we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was recommended a movie by an art stuff. Ophelia. I've been told you might enjoy Peaky Blinders.
Really?
Apparently, it's a very much. She starts to explain the movie to you.
It is a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
It is good though. Like
Cillian
unironically.
Murphy.
I think the thing she points out to get your attention is they keep razors in their hats.
It is quite good, and there's a video with Peaky Blinders for some reason that I adore.
All right, so I'm sorry. What were you guys trying to set up?
Setting up the spot in the known location.
Does one of us have like trap abilities? Probably not, right?
No.
You would need especially specialized traps to trap a kindred-esque creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just going to try to get an idea of the land as much as possible for safety.
Yeah, like I said, you guys are aware. You guys can set up everything perfectly. You don't need to make any special checks or anything like
Yeah.
that.
About how close is like the closest residence or like the closest human to these woods?
There are definitely some houses kind of like bordering the wooded area, but this wooded area goes on for like a mile and a half. So it's a really like dense, and it's like untamed land. It's not like a hiking trail or anything.
So setting off an explosive could be fine.
Relatively. I mean, even if police were to come, they would have to trudge through, pathless wooded land to get to where it is. So
I can finally put my specialty in crafting improvised explosives to work.
Yes.
I guess I will make special mention. Seattle and the general time of year it is for you guys. Things like Molotov cocktails aren't necessarily a super threat of burning the woods down.
That's good.
And as kindred, you also know that fire bad.
Whoa.
I mean,
Make some
like,
of those.
more in the sense of, like, you guys can be shot, and it's less concerning than being hit by fire.
Whoa. But yeah, we can make some of those. Make a pipe bomb.
You know what? Also, if we're going to use fire as a tactic, thank God this campaign is set in Washington. Because
Yeah.
that wood is too wet to burn.
I was
Yeah.
just saying that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was stepped away, but that is great.
On that side of the mountains.
True, on that side of the mountains. The good side of the mountains where things are nice and cold.
And even if it does burn, no one's going to miss Seattle.
Just start over.
Yeah, like all the people who live in Seattle.
They
won't
can
miss
just
They'll be
build
thankful
on
to
top
us.
of it again. We've done it before. We can do it again.
Anyway, I will say that general explosives are, I guess, it's not really a thrown skill. Is it under athletics? I'm curious what they have. It's gonna be some kind of dexterity based check. I'm just trying to at least prepare ahead of time so we don't have to figure out what damage a Molotov cocktail does. Well, a Molotov cocktail is gonna do 1 aggravated damage, regardless of anything else.
Oh, hell yeah. There's a nice Oh, actually Molotov cocktail is in the book, by the way. It's 2 aggravated damage per turn. And it takes a composure plus survival roll. Action is usually enough to remove enough of the material to stop the burn. Often including clothes. So we'll see what that means if it's, not clothed. Though it was clothed last time, so.
Yeah,
Well,
I had like a
Clothed
trench
wasn't
coat, right?
skin. That
Had
was
like a coat, didn't it? Oh,
No.
it was a skin. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
take that off.
Yeah, there's
Was it can?
oh my god, there's actually a decent amount of fire weapons. Oh yeah, there's a whole tab for just incendiary weapons.
They
Are
fucked us up, to be fair.
bombs in there? I'm curious.
Bombs? Let's see. Because they
Or
have
grenades,
disguise
at the very
weapons,
least.
incendiary. I do not see specifically grenades. This is just for the base weapons, because usually, from what it looks like, is just like there's a scale of, depending on weapon, what to give the damage. So it's like
Right,
a weapon's
yeah,
usually +1 or +2. Does not say bomb. The only other bit it could be in is, I'm gonna quickly check the player's guide.
They got guns in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
What page is this?
I don't know, because this book isn't normal.
Yeah. Asking questions about where something is in the vampire book, you're not getting an actual answer.
Sadly. Let's see. Does the player's guide have a bunch of items? No.
Okay. Thrown objects use athletics. I found it.
Okay, makes sense.
Hell yeah.
And there is a weapon section. I think it's towards the back of the book. Yeah, it's under
379.
Guns, I
Okay.
believe, do superficial typically to vampires or kindred anyway.
Yeah, unless it's a shotgun.
And typically they range from like 1 to 3, depending
Also,
on the size of the gun.
that is not the correct page, Booter, even though it should be.
What?
Yes.
What?
That's not the actual page of multiple.
Oh,
weapons.
it's
That
not
is
yet the
just a bunch
damage
of-
page.
Yeah, it's not the damage page. That's just the page where they list some possible things you could get.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that would make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't it? I think it's just in the combat section.
Probably. I'm checking the index. Page 304.
30 what?
304 for sample weapon ratings, where you get things like light impact brass knuckles, heavier ones like your baseball bat slug that does +2 damage, +2 superficial.
Yeah, okay, so handguns, light guns are +2. Medium guns like shotguns are +3, and heavy guns are +4.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like it
assume I
looks like
don't have a
mine.
heavy gun.
I mean, you said you were carrying a tiny ass pistol, so that would be a medium
Yeah,
gunshot.
But
That's,
like,
probably
Willenbury
like
does
22.
have weaponry.
Yeah.
I could
So,
go.
what's your resources?
My resources is, I think, 3. I'm rich.
Then you can
Yeah.
have easy access to
3.
medium guns or smaller.
Okay, can I get a heavy gun since Willenbury does specifically have a contact for getting weapons?
Depending, it might
Uh,
take time.
Okay. Because I
'Cause,
have a 3-dot contact for black market weapon dealer.
Sure. Willenbury would need to make, and it's a black market dealership. Willenbury would need to make a charisma streetwise.
I just want a knife. Is that like, and I do have resources because
A knife. Yeah, anyone who has a resource of 1 has access to like knives, plus 1 weapon essentially.
yeah, it's literally all I wanted was just basically just like a combat knife, something I
Yeah.
could use. Is that a +1 or is that a +2?
+1.
Light
well,
piercing. Light piercing.
I guess it is +2,
considered
so you need. I guess you need technically 2 resources to get access to a switchblade. But it doesn't really matter. You can have a +1 knife if you want, for 1 resource. It's just not a very good knife.
Oof. Yeah, I only have 1 resource.
Because again, this is all ambiguous.
Presence rating. What's her presence rating? 1?
Presence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
it's
is a
based on
1.
their power.
Mhm. Can I help with this roll? To add another die to it?
Yeah, sure.
You really want the mayor being involved in a black market deal?
Who's gonna find out? Anyone who sees me gets wiped. I could just say I'm not involved and they'll believe me.
Well, and Booters could also just say he uses like his resources to
Yeah.
help sweeten the
That's
deal.
fair.
So that's fine. He doesn't have to be there personally.
Damn, that did not go well.
That is unfortunate.
Does this use this would use her willpower?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna re-roll 3 of them. Nice.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Alright, I'm gonna re-roll 3 of them. Oh, I can't do it on the same one, huh? Or I think we decided I can
It's
keep
up-
going as long
it's
as I
up to
want.
1.
Damn.
It does say
But-
only 1 check.
No, I thought it was a number of times based on their resolve plus something. I can't remember.
I don't remember that. I mean,
I was looking. I hate this book with a fiery
It's,
passion.
this book is dog shit.
The game is fun, but man, until you
Yeah.
get system mastery, navigating the book is ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
genuinely the hardest part of getting into this game.
willpower. Yeah, willpower you have as much as resolve plus composure. I know, but
Let's see here, because I doubt it's actually in the willpower section because that would be too easy.
That would make sense.
Oh no, it is. Oh man, lucky.
Holy shit, what? Someone's where it's supposed to be?
A player may spend willpower for several different purposes to reroll up to 3 regular dice, not hunger dice, and any dice pool except when the rolls specifically exclude willpower rerolls, rolling tracker pools engaging in a 1-roll conflict.
yeah, I thought it didn't say.
I'm pretty sure. It's more about what you guys can recover is what we were talking about before, because, yeah. At the beginning of a session, a character can recover an amount of superficial damage up to their composure or resolve, whichever is higher, from their willpower tracker.
Yeah.
Let me check the 296. Oh, that's just one roll combat. Okay, one roll events. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a limit. Granted, having not a lot of willpower can potentially be really bad. So,
Yeah.
spend.
All right.
your...
So I can do it again.
Yeah.
All right. An aggravated willpower is bad. I don't want it.
Yeah, that's permanent. Well, it's near permanent reduction.
All right.
You need to
I'm gonna leave it
do
at
special
that.
things to get it back.
I get to leave it at 3 successes then. That's
Okay.
all of her willpower, guys.
And she has a level 3 contact, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, go ahead and roll 3 more dice actually for add the contacts to the die, to the check.
Nice.
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 My contact stepped up, even though I was struggling.
Okay. So that's going to be a grand total of 6.
Yes.
All right. That is a success. Actually, it's an over. Well, so to get it next day, essentially, it would be 5 successes. But it would come at a cost. But you got 6 successes. So the cost is. There is no cost, essentially. So that being the case, Womri manages to get a heavy weapon using your resources.
Nice. Now I have like a shotgun in my trunk.
Okay. Make sure to make special mention of that in, I think it's description. That might be where gear is. No.
Other.
Other? It is other. Okay. Any other preparations you guys want to do?
That's a good question.
Molotovs.
We cannot hear you, dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
No. It says your mic is working, but it might just be you hitting the button.
How effective do we think nets are?
Not very
Depends what
effective.
it's made of.
Probably not.
A normal net probably wouldn't do anything. And with my 3 resources, I can just freely get medium weapons and below.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Using the mayor's money, we make some Molotovs.
Yes.
It's a good amount to make. Who has good athletics decks?
I have good at athletics and I have 3 in dex.
I'll say that given the resource and the fact that Molotovs are genuinely pretty easy to make, you have as much as you need. Like the gear is not necessarily super important in the game, most of your power will come from what your stats will allow. Like 2 aggravated damage is pretty sufficient. But an average kindred can easily stack on like 4 or 5 superficial damage just barehanded.
But also it's 2 per turn until it puts it out.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, like, we don't need to worry about the specifics. It's more just about like what you guys have general access to.
mm. I don't want to
Nope.
do it. I want to make a pipe bomb. Oh.
No, sorry, I was on Suzanne.
Don't you dare, Slug.
You're not allowed to.
I'm sorry.
Do it.
How dare you overstep your bounds?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the ports are dying on my computer.
Here.
No. Where's your shipments of goods gonna come in? Can't just park a big ship anywhere.
I appreciate you, Peter.
I don't.
Oh.
But yeah, you can make a pipe bomb. What was it? 304. There we go. Let's see. I guess with the mayor's money, you can get resources to make pipe bombs,
Yes.
It's not
and I'll just
the
make them a
hardest thing.
+3. +3.
I tell Ophelia, I'm willing to finance this if you promise me you will be using every pipe bomb you make in this battle.
Probably only gonna want to make one, because like multiple repeated loud noises cause for alarm. One, eh.
All right, then I'll buy you 1 pipe bomb's worth of resources,
Okay.
and I better see it used in this battle.
Okay. Ophelia, go ahead and make your wits crafting. Or there's no crafting, is there?
There's
There's
craft.
crafting.
Is there?
There is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh.
all the way over.
done.
in- Oh, you know what? It's probably Dex crafting, actually.
Even better. And then modifier 1 for my specialty. Does anyone want to help?
Sure.
No,
Do you
this
have
is
at
not
least-
my suit.
1 point of craft,
Yes.
and you can.
Woo. What the fuck?
Get wrecked. Now you know how I
No.
feel.
I'm gonna willpower 1.
Okay. Well, I think 1 willpower is 3 dice, so.
Yep,
I'm
it's
gonna
up to
use
3.
1 willpower.
3-1.
Four successes.
Okay. You needed 3.
Ooh.
Yay.
Phew.
You successfully make a pipe bomb. Oh, I guess technically we could have added Aliester's craft or resources to that check. Oh well, doesn't matter. Well, actually, roll 3 more dice. If you get a minimum 1 success, you'll get your willpower back. Get your willpower back.
I also got a critical success in there. So it's a lot more.
Yeah. It would have been, yeah, technically, you can have 2 pipe bombs.
Can I get, instead of a +3, make a 1 super pipe bomb for like a +4 or
No.
+5? Oh, okay.
Because then the resource cost would not be sufficient for the roll to in general.
Fair enough. I made
Yeah,
2
this
pipe
game has
bombs.
escalating tiers. A tier 4 bomb is more like several pounds of C4.
Ah. Thanks, Mayor. I crafted 1 pipe bomb.
All right, any other preparations?
Not unless we know of anything for Velvet, unless we know how to mask the smell of a kindred, if anything to use if we send Will and Brienne. Just remove that possibility they could sense if they're kindred or not.
Well, considering kindred powers, it might not be something as simple as scent.
Okay.
It could be your very blood calling out to it.
Oh god, it's a Malkavian.
Oh,
So you would need some kind of obfuscation level ability to mask being a kindred.
And we don't know anyone who has that kind of ability. Because I don't
Would
think.
this silence my blood?
No. Though technically that can be used to silence a gun.
Which is pretty funny.
or a bomb, maybe?
No.
Yes,
Oh.
unless if he's standing next to the bomb when it goes off.
If he drops it at his feet, yes.
If it's in his personal space.
Let's not kill our friends.
That's
I wouldn't kill
horrifying.
him.
Kindred kamikazes that don't make noise.
It wouldn't kill him. It would just brutally maim him.
So this is how Alicia's character Diablerizes people. I see how it is.
Pushes you to the brink. Why don't you just drop the bomb next to you? That would be way better. Save time, make less noise. Meanwhile, just there over your shoulder, licking her lips.
Ugh.
Do we have a general idea of how, as much as none of us have that level of Obeah skill, or not Obeah, but Obfuscate, can we kind of guess how far out, maybe, we might have to be if we were to set up an ambush?
I think we were privy to that information. Or at least we got a general ballpark last session. It was like... It was a pretty substantial distance. I don't remember what it was, though.
Okay. So how fast is everyone then? How do you tell your speed in this?
It's very vague.
This is a game that doesn't even have like main combat rules. They directly say like have your combat be 3 rounds because by that point it's decided.
I have normal speed.
And we're vampires, so like movement equals yes.
Yeah, the only real time it does is with Blink, where it just says, yeah, it's about 50 meters.
I was gonna say we could ever pick whoever's faster then. We could have the bomb be our signal to rush in. If that's an idea y'all can get behind.
Well, I'll make special mention. Once you guys lure it into the wooded area, it would need to make a successful survival check to leave. So once it's already in, it's somewhat trapped unless its survival is insanely high. Because considering the size of the area, if I take seclusion into account for the general dots, it would need to make 3 successes on the survival check to be able to leave.
Yeah, so we just got to get it in there and then rush it.
Oh,
And
special
it
mention
seems
on
like-
Molotovs. Well, actually, that's so strange. Because that completely just counteracts how their general rules for combat works. Never mind. It says here, successfully striking a target with a Molotov cocktail is difficulty 4. But if it was a normal ranged attack, it would be Dex Athletics versus, I think Dex Athletics actually for dodging.
Is it saying like difficulty 4 when you're doing it outside of combat? Like when you're just throwing it at an object or something?
I think this is just a bad rule.
That's
I think,
whack.
I think they completely forgot how their own combat system worked. That, or they're saying that it's 4 difficulty higher.
I don't think they're saying it's 4 difficulty higher. Maybe it's just specifically because it's like a thrown explosive. It has a separate need because you got to make like a direct hit with a Molotov, but this is a system where the combat rules kind of like free flow, have fun with it, less like actual like let's map out a tactical combat.
I guess I will say it has a minimum difficulty of 4.
Coolio. Yeah. This thing seemed like it couldn't outrun Ophelia, right? Ophelia ran away from it.
Well,
That was
Ophelia-
with my
yeah.
celerity thing up.
Yeah, so if it really comes down to it, you can outrun it. So I'm thinking sort of like we go to the other side of the forest from you. You walk in on the other side from us. And then as soon as you confirm that it's following you in, you just start booking it toward us and we start running toward you. And we'll meet up in the middle. And then it'll be deep in there. And by the time it realizes that we're also there coming at it, if it turns around, it'll be pretty far in, I assume.
Well, mechanically how it works is essentially if it attempts to flee, on its turn, it will need to make the successful survival check to start heading in the right direction. And then it'll be a chase, essentially. So unless it succeeds that check, it will be within your guys' battlefield, essentially. So it's not meant to be super complicated. It's more just what you guys have available and what your general plan is. Your plan is to lure it into the woods. As soon as it's in the woods, it will have a certain number of rounds with Ophelia 1-on-1, and then if it attempts to flee, it'll need to make checks.
Yeah.
We could buy a flare, so once she sees it, she could put up the signal to flare, and then we could go in. Maybe, I don't know.
You
So
guys
what
have
alert-
kindred
Very
with-
eye-catching.
You guys also have people with supernatural hearing and
Yeah.
senses.
Oh, it's true. Never mind.
And a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and a pipe bomb, but like Ophelia could just be like now, and you guys 100 yards away could be like, it's time. You guys are just vampires. All right. Any other preparations for this encounter?
No.
Nope.
Not
Unless one of
particularly.
them wants to carry blood bags just in case of emergencies.
That could be your job, combat medic.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Velvet will go procure some blood bags just as a safety measure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It determined that it did require resources, so careful.
And I have resources.
I can't remember what we said was the resource cost for it, though.
2?
I
Feels
believe
right.
it was 3 because it only Aliester was able to.
No, it was 2 because, and
without
then
a
I had
penalty.
more.
Oh, 2, but you were able to do it without a penalty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I could just do it freely because I had more money.
I'll also say, considering all the resources we've currently spent, your resources have been reduced to 2 for the time being, or reduced by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Until you guys can recoup. So 2 will get you a blood bag. And then your resources will be reduced by 1 until like a month goes by.
Okay. She'll pick up a blood bag then, since she has 2.
Okay. All right. So, considering everything, with a lot of the setup, making items, we'll say another day has to go by. So let's do hunting for anyone who needs to do any hunting.
Yep.
Surprisingly, I should.
I make a call and stop by one of my followers' places.
Okay, so you use your herd.
Yeah.
Velvet's gonna try and persuade someone to feed off of her with the intent of wiping their memory afterwards.
Okay, yeah, whatever your role is. And because we've had some investment in your coterie, I believe, yeah, you only need to make a difficulty 2 check. That's unfortunate.
I'm gonna willpower that.
Wait, why are you eating, Michelangelo?
Oh, you're right. Never mind. I'm fine.
What?
It's a habit at this point. You just go out hunting. You're like, wait a minute.
Wait, I'm full. Drops body.
It's kind of like you haven't eaten all day, and then you're like, man, I'm not hungry right now.
Oh, thank God.
That's a success. That is a success, and I believe a normal feeding is 2.
Pretty sure, right, Ted? You've had so many feedings.
You should
It's
be a
2, but
resident
not below
expert.
1.
I think so. I think at this point with investment, it's a 2.
Okay.
I also don't know because my hunting thing is like a pretty big dice pool.
Yeah.
It's more just like how much you get from a particular source is the bigger part. Which, again, is insanely hard to find.
What? Just like if you succeed, how much blood you get?
Yeah. I found it. Okay,
It depends
yeah.
if you want to kill them.
Maximum non-harmful drink is 2.
Yeah.
That works because that's as far as I can go.
Speaking of, Ophelia, how are you feeling? Are you fully recovered?
I am at 1 hunger. Didn't fail my last rouse check.
But I meant,
You'll
like,
have to feed on the next day, Ophelia, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant like, has she fully recovered from the attack?
Oh, yeah. The week we spent was for me to fully recover.
Oh, okay. Augustus is pretty hungry because he's at 3 out of 5 hunger. So
Should probably fix that.
yeah, and
Didn't you just feed on Velvet?
He
I'm
only
not
got like
hungry.
1.
I'm a hungry boy. Okay, I need food.
Well, yeah, any hunger he drinks, he takes directly from the person he's feeding. Which is why Velvet was so far along in the first place.
I mean, I was already at 2, and he only took like 1 hunger from me.
So are you gonna try feeding off of Velvet?
Would you be okay with that?
She has no problem with it, but if you're more comfortable feeding off of Ophelia, and Ophelia's fine with it, she's fine with that too. She'll still be by just as a precaution.
Actually, probably would be better to just do me. Because... make me hungry so we don't have to... Gives me an excuse to eat.
Okay, I'll feed off of you then.
Alright, it's gonna be another... I believe it's Composure Resolve. Let's see. Blood Bond. Here we go. Ah, it's worse. Resolve Intelligence.
Ah,
And I believe your bond level is... I think is still a 5.
Because we haven't gone a full month, have we? I don't think we have.
No.
I wrote down in my notes that he's a week away from reducing the blood bond. So yeah.
Oh, then it should be 4 now.
Okay, and no difficulties or modifiers.
I mean, the difficulty is 4.
Oh, okay.
Can I assist his resistance with the
No.
Obeah to calm him?
Nope.
It was worth a shot.
And just as a precautionary, I'll have Velvet be there just in case if I do go, you know.
Well, that's not the
To kill you?
problem. The problem is more whether you can even force yourself to, because you've been commanded not to drink anyone else's blood.
That's true.
Velvet's the only one you guys can drink that would be like, this is a little too good.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Let's spend
reroll.
No, you're only... Because you can only reroll 2 of that, so you can't...
Yeah.
Unless you... Well, you can reroll for a crit success, but that's
You
about it.
could.
I mean, it's like a really... you need to make all your dice for that to succeed, so you're probably just going to bestial fail this.
I mean, it's worth a shot. If anything, those two.
I
Okay,
don't know.
I'll reroll the 2, so I just get rid of 2 willpower.
You would get rid of
no,
one
it's
element.
No,
it's
just
one
one.
for up to 3 dice.
You just can't re-roll one of your hunger dice.
Yeah, so it's 1 for 2.
You can only
in
reroll
this
the black
situation.
dice.
Okay, and then it was 3 dice for willpower, right?
No. It's two dice because you can't reroll hunger.
Oh, okay.
3 maximum, but you can only reroll black dice.
So roll 2 dice.
Okay.
I need to get that dice tray add-on for Foundry, so we can just roll from the chat box.
That would be really easy. Or really nice, rather.
I'm gonna be updating my Foundry soon because I'm gonna do a how to play Pathfinder, and I'm gonna use Foundry as my like whiteboard essentially.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
I imagine we're going back to Foundry for Pathfinder Riptide.
Yep. Next season.
Hell yeah. I've already started reworking William. There's a lot that's changed.
Right.
As a bestial failure. All right. As you attempt to bite into Ophelia, your sire's voice rings again in your head. Don't feed on anyone but me. You are compelled. You immediately leave, and you go feed from your sire.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no!
so close.
So your blood bond returns back to 5. Make
Oh.
mention of that on your character sheet. And you can reduce your hunger by 2.
Oh man.
Yeah, blood bonds are no joke.
No, they're tough shit to deal with.
You are literally his thrall.
There is a reason the Tremere were as powerful as they were, because they held everything through the blood bond.
So yeah, for the next month you have to make DC difficulty 5 feeding checks. Fortunately for you, while your sire is a bit of a helicopter parent, he's busy, and so if you're gone for like a month or so, he's not gonna cause any fuss. But you're gonna have to do your best to not need to feed.
Oh.
Because if you feed from him again, it's going to be 6. And as you are now, that'd be very hard to beat. I mean, 5 is already insanely hard to beat for you, but 6 even more so.
Man.
Yep, rough stuff. All right. So, things are about to get serious, unless anyone has anything else they want to do before the hunt. Anything at all?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick 10-15 minute break. We'll be back, and then we'll start off with Ophelia needing to make a successful hunt, which hopefully she can do. And then we'll proceed with the hunt, or the fight with the leech. All right, we will be right back.
You said you weren't.
I became not scared.
That's good.
All right, we're back. Unfortunately, our Malkavian had to dip out as Nurgle claims him yet again. Alex is Nurgle's little boy.
Little glue boy, some might say.
his little glue sniffer. Yeah, he's not here to defend himself, so.
I
Retributive
thought we were the
karma.
glue sniffers.
Yeah, but he's Nurgle's glue sniffer.
Leader of the stickies.
No.
And we all know that he's a furry. Definitely.
True.
That is true.
All right. So, it is time. The next day dawns. You all need to make a rouse check.
Perfect.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh,
god, I'm
no.
finally hungry.
Oh my god.
Everyone
it.
failed.
we all blame Alex, right?
Wait.
Yeah, Alex didn't catch this bullet.
True.
Oh. Let's
Thank
go,
you.
Mayor.
Thank you.
I mean,
Feel
it's
free
been
to
weeks.
applaud.
I
No.
was bound to get hungry at some point.
It's true.
What is this feeling I'm having? A little emptiness. Oh, it's hunger? I'd almost forgotten.
You just fed literally yesterday.
I'd almost forgotten.
He's role playing as Michelangelo.
Yeah, I'm not hungry now.
I wonder if there's actually been somebody in a campaign who just keeps making their rouse checks so they're never hungry.
Well, there are so many ways you can lose hunger. No one's ever just not eaten. Some abilities just straight up take hunger or rouse checks.
Next time we play this game, I'm going to make a character that's specifically built to never hunger.
Good
I
luck.
don't know if there's a perk for that. Or perk.
There is no merits for it.
Yeah, I don't need
Literally
it. I'm
a
just never
core
going to
concept
fail.
of the game.
I'm just never going to fail, though.
Anyway, so what's y'all's plan?
I eat at the start of the night?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should hang around sort of while you're eating and then dip off from you close to the woods.
Forget what my role is for feeding. Is it brawl strength?
I think so.
Oh, it's in the hunting section, not in the not in the section that actually has your feeding type.
Unfortunately, our encyclopedia called out.
That's true. Where's Alex when you need him?
He might have posted it in the chat at some point around the time we were pinning stuff.
Found it. You are a alley cat?
Yes.
Okay, strength brawl. Strength brawl or wit streetwise.
Nice. Is that 2 criticals?
Yeah, so it's 4 successes. But it's a messy crit.
It's a messy crit.
Honestly, I was gonna try and look for someone doing something heinous to like a homeless person or something, so I would have an excuse to kill them, but it probably happens anyways.
Yep. So, your feeding becomes needlessly brutal, and your target is slain. So that is going to be a what's it called?
Humanity stain?
A stain.
And you get to go down to 0 hunger. Stuff full to the brim for our cool plan.
I know.
So your nerves getting to you for the fight to come, a fight you've already somewhat lost once.
Somewhat.
Well, to be fair, it got a sneaky hit on you because you had to defend your wife. So
Don't have a wife, nerd.
When you see someone, you start drinking, and your mind is gone. You're thinking of the battle to come, and when you finally snap to, the person who was kind of just being a terrible person to some homeless, is found bloodied and dead at your feet.
I don't know if it was the right thing, but probably good in the long run. And I just leave their body where it is.
That is a breach of the Camarilla.
Damn.
Yeah. Fortunately, because of your coterie, you do have access to someone to come remove the body, but this does take a substantial amount of your time.
One of the very few things that was said about the forest is that no one would find a body in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, this body was not done in the woods.
Yeah. But we said that we were hanging around while feeding and splitting off later, so it wouldn't be the first time a body was shoved into my car.
You know what? Ted offers, because he's not going to be able to do much in the fight anyway. He offers to wait around for you, wait around and get this body disposed of for you.
Thanks, Ted.
It's okay. His clothes keep screaming. Apparently they don't like blood.
Ah, shit.
He's gently patting the man's chest, but he's more reassuring his shirt that everything will be okay.
I think maybe it's for the best that he stays here.
Yeah.
Also, isn't his dagger traumatized because it can't stand the sight of blood?
It's in
Well, he
the
has a
It's
pull
she.
And
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Alright.
So, you all go to the assigned location, and then how do you all split off?
Well, I guess I pull up to around the forest and sort of open the door for Ophelia to get out.
Before I get out, just in case, wrong tab over and over again, hit him with that one. So, rouse check,
Success.
Nice one.
Yes.
and we hit him with that one.
Oh, nice.
Easy as that. Where the fuck were you last time, assholes?
Sitting in this car as you're psyching yourself up and just absolutely crushing it. It's like, oh man, your muscles are looking tight today.
Ophelia looks like she's about to go into the biggest fight of her life. She's sitting there like an anime aura is just emanating off her.
I open the door a little further, like, I don't really want to be around this person who's super intimidating right now.
I grab a Molotov cocktail from the box that has them on the floor. It says, "See you guys later." Get out, slam the door.
I close. I try to stop you from closing it.
I'm too fast. I
No.
close it before you.
There's now a dent in your car door.
Very quickly reach out, go, let me take that for you, and just slam it right in. Like, oh my god. Now I gotta get that door fixed.
Yeah, that door got fucked.
And I walk into the forest. Actually, before I do, quick look around. Do I see that weird haze that we once saw, or do I just see it?
The only one who could see the haze was
Velvet.
Velvet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do I see it?
No.
Whoa.
Must not be there.
Oh shit. Plans off, guys.
I roll down the window. And
you got so jacked and ready. You just sit in the woods all night waiting.
I mean, it saw you step out of this car as jacked as you are and went, actually, maybe not tonight, and just left. Yeah, I roll down the window and I yell kind of loudly, all right, see you tomorrow then. And then I roll back up and Willenbury takes off.
Flip him off.
All right.
And walk into the woods.
Velvet would have broken off after the group feeding and taken a slightly detoured version using the bus as well to just make her way towards the forest, but not in a direct fashion.
Okay.
Do you want me to come with you?
Sure, if you want.
Okay.
Just sitting on the bus. It's nighttime, so the bus is packed for people probably heading home from work.
I guess this is jamming out to Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Man, it's so loud I can hear it from over here. No one else in can hear it because they don't have her hearing.
He can probably barely hear you because it's so loud.
Just plays games on her phones until they arrive at a bus stop near the forest and just gets out and tries to keep a moderate distance, this kind of predicted distance from the area, but still enough that we could rush in.
Okay. Alrighty. So everyone's keeping their distance, getting ready. Ophelia's heading towards the location. How far into the wooded area did you guys set up your spot?
I think we wanted to try to do it like pretty toward the center.
Yeah, I think we were aiming for there. That way it had longer to run.
Okay. So, Ophelia, as you're kind of going through the wooded area, make for me a wits awareness, please.
Nailed it.
I'm so aware.
That's pretty good. Unfortunately.
God damn it.
Just not witty enough.
Let's see, is this the right one?
Maybe we should have you drink from Velvet so you can pick up some Auspex.
No.
I think
this
a
one.
3 success wits awareness is enough to come up with a really funny pun based on your surroundings. So hit us with it, Slug.
No.
Come on, give us a pun.
No, it's the first one.
Dang, Slug. You're being really wooden with this, huh?
Yep.
Dude, you gotta leave her alone with that joke.
Alright, so
I was really hoping that she would branch off into her own sort of comedy there.
Okay.
After all, we are about to get to the root of the issue. It's like a big moment here.
Why are you being such a birch booter?
See, now you're getting it.
Are you guys just trying to make me kill Slug? Because that's what it sounds like you're doing.
If that's the
No,
price
no,
we gotta
no.
pay,
I'm honestly,
I'm
yeah,
willing.
I'm willing.
No.
Yes. My character.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
Alright,
Slug
so
will be a martyr for our puns. Go down in history as an absolute saint.
as you're kind of trudging through this wooded area, you're keeping your senses at full attention. You're listening for any sounds. The only thing you can hear are your own footsteps in the woods. And you have the briefest of moments. You hear what sounds like the sound of fluttering cloth before suddenly you need to make for me a dexterity athletics dodge.
Yes!
Oh
Bitch.
my goodness.
I have to add 3 dice
Fucking
because of
monstrous.
this is a once per turn thing.
Sorry, what's up?
I got added 3 dice because of the once per turn add the rating while defending.
For fleetness?
Yeah, once
I
per turn,
see.
you may also add this.
I see. Yeah, well, I mean, still, you got 2 crits in there, which actually made a lot of the difference. All right. There's just this briefest moment where you hear the sound of this cloth, and you leap out of the way as the leech's claw rips through a tree, doing a significant amount of damage to it as it stands there. You did not hear it approach. You did not know it was behind you. It was only in the briefest moment before it actually gave it bonus to its dice to hit you because it caught you relatively unaware. And you still managed to avoid it as you are now confronted by the leech. So now it's going to be a initiative roll. This is using, I think it was mentioned in the book. Initiative. Oh my god. Why? Oh my goodness. I've lost control of my Adobe reader for some reason. It won't let me close. Oh my god. I want to say it's probably... Oh, goodness. Conflicts, 123. I think we had trouble with this last time, and I think it was a pretty non-answer from the book. If I remember correctly. Alright. I should also change to the combat music. Okay. This is going to be... Is it in the advanced conflicts? Oh my god. Okay. Dexterity wits.
You're still rolling privately, by the way.
What?
You're still rolling privately, by the way.
Oh, am I? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Actually, did I get to... No, this is a combat dexterity thing. I don't get to add my
Nope.
celerity to this. Damn.
Alright, it got 5 successes.
Son of a bitch.
Alright, it got the jump on you. And now it gets to go again. So, you leapt out of the way, and before you get a chance to really do much of anything, it leaps in again, extending out its grotesque claw. So go ahead and make your dex athletics.
Same turn or different turn?
This is a different turn.
Okay. Bozo. Son of a bitch.
Wow,
I'm gonna
who's the real
willpower this.
bozo?
I'm willpowering this.
Okay.
Well then. I don't know who ties go to.
All right, it is a draw. So, you take 1 superficial damage.
Understandable.
As it rushes in with that claw and it reaches out to gash you. What is your defense?
I just raise my bat, just barely, not in time for it to get a little nick in me. Right in my side.
It is your turn. Go.
Okay, pulling out a pipe bomb and a lighter. I start. Now, you said this is heavily wooded. I can't run in a straight line here.
I mean, you generally can. It doesn't really matter.
Well, we're right next to each other. Light it, drop, and then we hit them with a blink. And I run.
All right. Sure. I mean, so what's the purpose of this? Just not to get hit by your own explosion?
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
Oh.
It's a loose combat system, so You drop it at your feet and you leap away, just so you don't need to take unnecessary, rouse checks.
Fair. But then I will just start running away towards my comrades.
Well, they're supposed to come to you, or wherever your spot is. So, all right, go ahead, and this is going to be a Dex Athletics. And this is versus its Dex Athletics.
Yeah, okay.
So, you throw the pipe bomb and you leap out and you kind of start running. It sees the bomb and it knows something's up. It leaps high, like 20 feet up into the trees, as there is an explosion. The trees around it begin collapsing, but it uses one as a midair step and lunges in your general direction. So as you guys are making your way through the wooded area, everyone else hears the explosion. Now you guys are keeping a relatively, like the expected distance away. So this is going to be everyone's going to need to make athletics dexterity checks. This is cumulative, so keep your numbers in mind. You guys need to get, we'll say 7 successes before you enter the combat.
And Alistair and Willenbury have to do this, yeah.
Yeah, everyone who's participating.
It'll take me a bit, but I'll get there.
Athletics dexterity, huh?
Yep. I will say you guys will get a net 1 minimum. Okay, Willenbury is making some time. Okay. So Willenbury and Augustus are almost halfway there with 3. Velvet is next with 2, and Michelangelo and Alistair are 1. As you guys are all running through the wooded area to where Ophelia is at. Alright, Ophelia, as you're being chased to the designated location, is going to make another attack at you. Is going to be evaded by Dexterity Athletics.
Guess what we're doing again?
More willpower?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, 1 superficial damage. As it comes in, this time lashing out at you with its piercing stomach tongue.
Ugh.
What do you do to defend?
Knowing how dangerous this is, I crouch down a bit and do a 10-0 bullet jump out of the way just in time.
Okay. Its tongue barely scraping your ankle, not doing quite enough to actually do serious harm to you. It's your turn, though.
Hey, idiot. Molotov.
Okay. Molotov time.
So that was athletics dex, right?
Yes.
Holy fucking shit. Am I spending another willpower on this? Nope, you all have... others have Molotovs, fuck it, I'm not spending a willpower.
Okay. So you toss the Molotov at it. It ducks and weaves out of the way. It splashes against a tree, igniting, kind of burning a little bit, leaving out a little light source along the way. Everyone else, go ahead and make your Dex Athletics checks.
Why am I rolling 2 for this? Oh, I have 2 decks. I'm good at this.
Okay. And Velvet?
Oh, I only got a 1.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, so Augustus, you mock speed running onto the scene. You see Ophelia and the leech kind of duking it out. It is your turn. What do you do?
Okay. I'll immediately activate prowess.
Okay.
That's my boy.
Go ahead and make a rouse check. Success. All right, what else do you do?
I'm gonna punch this thing in the back of the head for messing with my friend.
Okay, so you come running up and do a punch for the back of its head. All right.
I mean, in all fairness, if you tried to punch for the kidneys, you might hit its mouth.
Yeah. I'm guessing strength and brawl?
Yes, strength brawl, yes. Yeah, versus
Okay.
its dex athletics.
And no difficulties, right?
Nope.
Oh.
All right. So you come in with a whopping hit. That's gonna do 4 superficial damage.
Plus his potence rating.
Oh, plus potence. What is your potence?
1 moment. 2.
2.
Yo. Let's go, my boy.
Yes!
Just comes in and fully decapitates the leech with a punch.
So you come in, and there's a resounding crack that echoes through the woods as you hit this thing in the back of the head. You send this thing tumbling through the woodlands, just as you kind of land in your spot. It gets up and it like hisses at you guys. You know, it doesn't have any vocal cords. So it's more just it looks like it's roaring at you. Its tongue whipping around. It looks pissed.
That's for Ophelia, you bastard.
All
Just
right.
comes in and punches it, and Alistair off in the distance, panting heavily, goes, "I didn't know they made 2 pipe bombs. I thought I only bought enough for 1."
You don't know that I made 2 pipe bombs.
No, he's mistaking Augustus's hit for a pipe bomb.
Oh.
With that explosion, it does sound like one.
All right. Willenbree is the next closest. Not quite there yet. Willenbree is 1 success away. 6 up. Then I think Michelangelo and Ophelia tie at 3. All right.
Ophelia.
Or sorry, not Ophelia. Velvet. My bad. It goes. It is. Things have gotten more serious. At the moment, though, it doesn't feel like it needs to flee. So it is going to. You see its body begin to contort and flex as it begins to grow much more muscular. And it grows spines across its body.
Uh-oh.
Probably
At this
nothing.
point, it is going to leap in at you, Ophelia, and try to take you out.
What's its rouse check?
It doesn't need a rouse.
Sad.
Also, I forgot 2 dice in there.
Yes.
Bitch. Bitch.
All right, it slams into the ground next to you, doing a hefty amount of damage. Its swings are hitting for minimum 5 at this point. And it continues after Ophelia. Ophelia, it's your turn.
As it doing like a superhero landing pose after that punch, I try to I swing my bat right at the lower back.
Okay.
And prowess, it says adds your opponent's rating to feats of strength. This isn't a feat of strength, right?
No.
Okay.
It pretty much only just adds to your damage.
Yeah. Idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. You swing your bat into its lower back. This and your bat does 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as you do so, you crack, and it does react somewhat, but the bony spikes have caused it to become tough, and it reduces some of the damage. So you would have done 5. But you only do 3 superficial damage to it. Which does upgrade 2 of its hits to aggravated.
And that's for my wife, you ugly bitch.
Alright. Augustus.
I'll punch this thing in the back of the ribs.
Okay.
Y'all know that like Rick and Morty like part where it's like Rick and Summer just got super buff and go around beating up a bunch of people? That's what this feels like.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. You let out another powerful strike, but its bony body unfortunately absorbs the damage from your blow. Oh, wait, no, you add your potence.
Did 2. Actually, also that means I did 1 more damage on mine.
1 more damage on yours, got it. And you did 2 more, so you actually do 2 more damage to it. As you break some of the bones, kind of protecting its body. It's sitting there. It is looking really fucked up. It's not doing super well in this moment. All right. All you runners, make your dex athletics.
Oh,
He's too tired.
Guys, I am not gonna make it before this fight is over. I have 1 total.
No. You get minimum 1 each time.
Oh, nice. I have 2 total.
3 currently. This is the 3rd roll. And Willenbry, who only needs 1 success. Okay. Willenbry makes it onto the scene. What does Willenbry do?
I think while the 2 big boy vamps are beating the absolute balls off of this guy, just out of the darkness you hear like a light cock and then huge explosion as she just unleashes this big heavy shotgun from the darkness into the side of this guy.
Okay, that's gonna be it.
Firearms dex.
Yep, firearms dex. And this thing is a kindred or kindred-esque creature, so it can actually dodge.
Dodge this.
Okay. All right. That is 3 plus 3 successes, so that's 6 damage coming its way. It's not good for this thing. It does block 2 of the damage still with its bony armor. But it does
And
collapse.
that's a +4 weapon for
Oh, it's
damage.
a +4 weapon, so that's
Yeah.
actually 7. So 1 more damage. It does collapse. It's at this point that the creature's looking more blood and flesh than actual creature. You do see it kind of begin shrinking a bit as the wounds on its body begin to heal. It has to sacrifice one of its discipline dots, though, in order to do this.
Oh, shit.
But it does restore. Pretty much, yeah. It would restore all of its health, but currently, just for your information, it is currently at full. All its damage pips are filled with superficial damage currently. And because it actually would have died to this, it is currently rebuilding its body, so it does not get to act this round. So, Ophelia, you're up. It's currently rebuilding its body.
It looks alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got hit by the shotgun blast, and now its body just kind of sucking in on itself and healing.
Hopefully this thing has human anatomy, ish, and right to the back of its neck goes the end of my bat, and I try to jam it in there.
Okay, go ahead. It's going to catch your bat with its hand. Or attempt to.
Willpower.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
6 for 4.
So as you're plunging your bat into the back of its head, it reaches up and grabs the bat. There's a struggle for dominance in this situation, but you manage to just force your way in. That's going to do and your opponent's is
5. It's 2, but I do half it because I'm using a melee weapon, not unarmed. So it's 5.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. Interesting. All right, so that's you got 6 successes, so that's 1 over, plus 1 plus 2, 4 damage.
It's 2 over. It got 4 successes.
Oh yes. So yeah, okay. Minus its armor though. So 3 more aggravated damage pips. It is not doing well. Augustus.
All right. I'll try to kick it right in the knee.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Oh. And then I forgot to add the +2.
You don't add +2 to your dice rolls.
Oh.
You only added to
Then
your
we're good.
damage. All right. That is a success. You try to kick its knee in, but it's bony. Oh no, you do some damage. That's gonna be 2 more aggravated pips. All right. As you hit it, there's a snap. It's sitting there. The violent tongue like writhing around as it's being overwhelmed. Willenbree.
Willenbree knows her limits, so she sort of stays at like the edge of her range with this shotgun, and is just gonna sort of like buckle down behind some trees and peek out to pop some off.
Okay.
In between our good friends.
Yes.
Willpower?
Okay.
No, she already spent them all.
No, she has one more because.
Oh.
Well, I guess I could go to the, you know, the aggravated, but that's bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it could kill it.
Yeah, but you could just punch it.
That's true.
All right. That will do one more aggravated damage as it's a draw. So you fire. Wilbur's having a hard time getting a nice shot off. There's a good like, and there's some flesh that kind of gets flung off of it. Runners, keep running.
I'm making my way.
All right, Velvet, you get onto the scene. What would you like to do?
She's just gonna keep an eye on everyone. She's the medic.
Okay. So far, everyone's looking pretty fine. All right. Its go. It was one aggravated away from needing to rebuild this round. So it's gonna sacrifice another one of its pips to get back some of its health. And it is getting a little feral now. It's starting to feel a little overwhelmed. It is going to try to escape the area using its wits survival. Needs 3
I
successes.
just realized, why are you and I not using your car?
Because you're in a forest.
I guess that's fair.
Honestly,
You go
it
off
might,
road and you'll trash your car.
might be worth it at this point.
So it leaps and it tries to escape, but you guys manage to corner it and is not able to find an exit this round. Ophelia.
Never turn it back to an opponent as sweep the legs with a bat as I come up behind it.
Okay.
And this thing has no eyes, right? No visible eyes.
No visible eyes. It is fully aware at this moment. It's trying to survive as you sweep the legs. It leaps into the air and gets some distance. Augustus.
Alright. I'll pick this thing up from the ground and keep punching in the face.
Okay. Augustus coming in, just beating this thing, or attempting to. Successfully, too. So you come up, fisticuffs, start beating into this thing. You do 1 damage to it. Willenbury.
Alrighty, let's see if you can get a shot off on him. Move around the circle of trees around you guys to get a better angle. Just try to get one in there.
All right. Unfortunately, Willoughby keeps trying to get a beat on this thing, and it is just moving evasive. It's now taking this fight way more seriously than it was before. So unfortunately, the shot misses. Runners, do your running.
It doesn't matter, I've arrived.
Oh, I almost got there.
You need 7 to get in.
Oh, is it 7?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
You guys will get there guaranteed next round, though.
We get up to the same point at the same time, make eye contact, breathing so heavily, and just nod. Mutual understanding.
There's just a mutual fuck this.
All right,
As you're just
I think they
watching
handle it.
Blitz through the woods. Sorry, what'd you say?
I think they got it. We can handle it on their own. They don't need us. Let's just take 5 real quick.
Oh, come on. We're almost there.
All right.
All right, its turn. It's gonna sacrifice another pip. It is getting real scrawny looking though. At this point, it has sacrificed 3 of its pips. It is not doing well. It is gonna start losing some of its more needed abilities soon. As it's kind of receded. The trench coat looking part of its flesh has almost completely disintegrated. It looks like a bloodied skeleton-esque creature with a tongue lashing out of its torso. It is going to lash that tongue out at Ophelia.
Dumbass. It's like the hardest person to hit.
Fortunately,
It's hard. It's hard. Man,
Oh,
bad showing by both.
Listen, this fight's been going on for a while. Everyone's tired.
Oh, you guys don't feel tired. You're kindred. You don't have stamina. This thing might have stamina.
Yes, I do.
Looks
It's literally a stat
attribute.
cam.
Not in the normal, conventional sense of stamina. It lashes the tongue out at you. You're wary to this trick, though. It grazes you, doing a single point of superficial damage. But at least it's not latched in you and draining you of blood.
That's good.
So, Ophelia, you're up.
There's only so many ways I can say I swing my bat at it.
I mean, it gave you its big tongue and you barely just evaded it. You can use that as part of your attack.
You could try to
Dodging.
punch and rip the tongue out.
No, I'm better with a melee weapon.
Roll up its tongue with around your bat, and then just keep rolling until you eventually make contact with its face.
Torso. Tongue comes out of its torso.
I hate
Yeah.
that. That's not where tongues go.
It is for this creature. Alright, well, go ahead and make your roll.
Willpower.
Okay.
yes.
Bitch. So that's 5.
Okay,
another
5
5
plus
damage.
3. Or, sorry, yeah, 5 damage. Alright, so negates 3 of that. But you give a very satisfying crack against this creature, Augustus.
Ooh. I'll freaking grab it and try to rip its tongue out.
Okay. All right. You reach down, grabbing its tongue. You give a hearty rip. You don't rip it off, but you do some damage. It is gonna do 1. Because its tongue is also filled with bone.
Oh.
Grab something that should be soft. It's solid.
We probably should have put a warning of the body horror that this thing inflicts.
If its tongue has bone, are there joints in it?
I would
Maybe.
assume so, if we're following the logic correctly.
How many joints?
A lot.
I like it. Can it crack its tongue? Like all over?
No, the joints aren't that, like, connected.
Does a wave with its tongue and it just cracks all the way up and down?
Willenbree.
She'll do it this time.
And
More
Willenbree's done
people
some pretty
around.
big damage to this thing before, so. Oof. Oh my god.
Holy shit! Fucking Neo over here.
We're adding more vampires to the fight that she's not allowed to hit.
It seeing Willenbree about to make a shot, it whips around Augustus, who's currently grabbing onto its tongue, and chucks Augustus at Willenbree.
Oh.
It's not enough to damage Augustus, but Willenbree ducks out of the way, and it kind of creates some space for itself. All right. The two people running up, or unless Velvet wants to do anything.
Nope, everyone still looks fine for now.
Okay. You guys get to pick who goes first.
Do you want me to try something?
Sure, go for it.
All right. You said it doesn't have eyes,
Does not seem to have eyes.
so I can't make eye contact,
Nope.
and I can't have its gaze.
Probably not.
All right. My 2 abilities are useless. I guess I could do this. It doesn't have to look at me for this one. All right. I'm gonna try to use this ability to way overkill it with its effect. I'm gonna submerge directive it.
I must use Mesmerize. Does Mesmerize require sight or anything?
Yeah, it sure does.
That's unfortunate.
I'm gonna cry.
To be fair, this thing is kind of designed to hunt Kindred.
Yeah, it's really designed to hunt me. All right. I look to Michelangelo and I say, I've got this. Let me try something. And I reach into my inner suit pocket and pull out my tiny little pistol here.
Oh, Derringer.
Yep, I'm gonna try to get a shot off.
I guess that you can give someone advice on fighting, assisting an ally if you want to roll an intelligence leadership.
Well, there's my single shot pistol gone.
Don't worry, I got this. Nowhere near.
Let me see what I can do. Pulls the pistol out fully, just right into the ground, 2 feet away from
We
me.
see a bird feeder way off to the left explode.
Oh man, it was close though. You saw it.
Your turn, Michelangelo.
Well, he'll race up, applying his knuckle dusters, and is gonna take a swing at this thing.
Okay.
Would that be a melee or brawl for brass knuckles?
It's brawl.
Okay.
not doing well.
It's gonna be strength. Don't have anything special. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Is that a
will spend a
willpower?
willpower, I guess.
yippee.
Yippee! I love that mod in Lethal Company. Ooh!
Better.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is going to be a success. What damage does Knuckle Dusters add? Just +1?
Just +1.
Okay. So that is going to be not enough for damage, unfortunately. You strike it and its bony exterior kind of makes it absorbs most of the impact.
I need that blood sorcery so bad.
Alright, its turn. It's now surrounded. It's got a lot of targets. It can't find an easy escape. And so it does some threat analysis. It is going to make a intelligence and composure check. Not good. Alright, so unfortunately it isn't able to really identify a good target for it at this time. So that being the case, as there's only at the moment 2 people who are in close proximity because it threw Augustus away, we'll just say Odd, Michelangelo, even Ophelia. I don't know why I rolled a bunch of dice because that is more confusing. But I got an odd number of successes, so...
Fair enough.
Michelangelo, you're getting hits by its massive claw. It did not do well.
What's dodging again?
It's athletics dex.
Oh, I see.
We're great at that.
You're a frontliner? You're a fighter?
He's old.
I can tank damage.
You're gonna
What
be. It strikes you viciously with its claw. That's going to be 6 damage. Superficial.
Oh, so reduced down to 3.
No. Superficial just is not an X on your health. It's just a slash. In order to die or go unconscious, you need to hit all your health with aggravated.
Cool, I did. My entire health bar. Now I have 6 left.
Yeah, its claw rips through you. To be fair, it amped itself up. It is in full combat mode. Ophelia, it's your turn. It ripped into Michelangelo, who just tried to punch it.
You bitch! And as it's distracted, crack side of the head, or at least try to crack side of the head.
Okay. All right, that
4.
is a success. So 4. So it's going to take 2 damage. You hit it in the flesh cage under the hat, and it's now kind of like warped and bent.
Did I tell y'all this thing was ugly?
Augustus, you pick yourself up from being thrown, and it's your turn.
Alright. So I'll start sprinting at this thing. As I get to it, I'll grab it and hit it with my elbow right in the chin.
Okay. As you grab onto it and aim for its face, it grips your body and flings you aside, as it's recoiling from Ophelia's strike. Willenbury.
Okay. Can Willenbury delay her turn to after my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Anything, Velvet?
I mean, Michelangelo's looking pretty hurt. How long would it take to ingest blood in combat?
You know what? There's actually rules for that. Unfortunately, he needs to use his blood to heal. So, for you guys, oh my god, I fixed it. Let's
And
see.
1 point is superficial for blood, I guess. At least according to the blood section.
Let's see. All right. Okay, so you make a rouse check on your turn, and you reduce your current damage by a number equal to your stamina rating.
Uh-huh.
Oh, putting my 4 in stamina was such a good idea.
Unfortunately, that is what you do for that round, though. And it takes concentration and focus. So at the moment, I don't think the blood pack will help anyone.
Okay, then she will just... it still seems pretty focused, right?
Yeah.
Can I try to make it forget what it was doing or planning?
It's acting more and more beast-like. You don't think it
Okay.
has any specific plans.
Okay. It was worth a shot then. No, I don't do anything for this round.
Okay. Then Aliester.
Alrighty. I after completely whiffing my single shot pistol, I wave it a bit to cool it off and stick it back in my pocket, and I say Willenbury, and I sort of gestured to like over next to me where I see a little opening through the fight to directly hit this guy, and I just happen to be standing next to it for protection.
Okay.
And I want her to like come over to me and try to point her to where to shoot for a good shot to try and help out.
Okay. Intelligence leadership. The difficulty on this check is 3.
And is this command?
Yes.
Nice.
Success. Willenbury will get a +1 on her next shot.
Nice.
And Willenbury.
Okay. She will come over to where I just pointed out and shoot her shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. Aiming Willenbury in the right direction. A shot comes out. The leech sees and attempts to get out of the way, but its thigh is blown off, as that will do 3 damage.
Nice.
Which will put it in 2 aggravated into its health. All right. And Michelangelo.
Hmm. It's that its thigh being blown off in it. Does it fall to the ground?
No.
No.
It winces a bit, but it's not down yet.
Sure. I'll utilize the possible off balance to try and like take this thing to the ground, maybe make it easier for the others to beat on it. I'll try
Okay.
to grapple it.
Okay. It's gonna be a strength brawl. And this will be contested with its strength brawl. Okay.
Yeah.
You go up, you're holding onto this creature. It is currently in place. It is going to suffer a penalty on its dodge checks for as long as you're holding it.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, it is its turn. You've grappled onto it. It's not wanting to deal with you. As you're gripping onto it, though, it begins healing itself again, but you feel the bony extrusions recede. As unfortunately for it, it needs to sacrifice its bone carapace to live.
Yes.
Though it is now going to attack you with its claws mercilessly as you're grappling onto it.
Fair.
Because you're grappled, you can also use brawl strength to fight it buff.
Sounds good.
Probably be better than your dex athletics, I'm assuming.
Most likely. What is blood surge, by the way?
Blood surge, I believe. What is your potency?
Just one.
Okay, you can. I believe it's a rouse check, and you can add 2 dice to a check.
I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah. All right.
All right. Okay.
Worth.
You call it to the beast in your blood, and as it's reaching around trying to grab you or claw you, you clench it tighter, restricting all of its movements. Ophelia.
He's
go ahead.
brought back to a time that he's like holding a guy underwater, and the guy's like grabbing for his face and everything, and he just wrenches further and just kind of like slams it into the ground almost.
Okay. Dark. Ophelia.
Seeing Michelangelo bloodshot, she goes, "Oh yeah, I can do that," and does that as well.
All right.
Rip.
All right, you gain a hunger.
And it's on the ground, right?
Not quite, but yeah.
Oh,
It's held in place.
okay. Well, I'm gonna try and spear its stomach with my bat.
Okay. All right, you are successful.
Is this worth spending a willpower for even more damage?
Or is it gonna? Do you have willpower to spend?
I have 1 superficial left to spend. After that, I go to aggravated.
I know. You might want to
No.
save it for a more important roll.
True.
It took aggravated last to when we won't be shot at, right?
It's
Yeah.
healed since then.
Oh. Then no, I won't then.
Okay. All right, so that is gonna be
5.
5, and it's not reduced because it no longer has its bone carapace. So that is you spear into it, the nails and barbed wire cutting into it. You gore it pretty severely as Michelangelo is holding on to it. Augustus.
Augustus will run up and just repeatedly punch in the face.
Okay. As you're doing so, it's guarding itself just a bit. It only takes 1 damage from the blows. But you are pounding its face cage in and denting it up more. Alright. It is now Velvet. Velvet's gonna do anything?
If anything, I have my own resilience.
Oh.
Just as a precaution, given how hard this thing hits.
Oh, that's a pretty good ability, honestly. It probably wishes it had that right now.
Good thing it didn't pick her as the weaker target. It could have gotten it.
Well, it has to drain its target dry before it takes a potion.
Okay.
So, you'd be dead if it had it. Alright.
My
Cool.
health is now 2 additional on.
Alastair.
I will look around and then like grab Willenbury by the arm and sort of yank her to the other side of me and like push her a few steps, and then just so she's standing in a place where again there's an opening to the straight shot for the leech there.
Okay. Oof.
It's a really bad opening.
As a failure.
You rolled Willenbury's leadership.
Oh yeah.
What is the difference between your leadership intelligences?
2, 5, 6. It's the same.
Okay, so no difference. Did you add your bonus for command?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use one of my willpowers because I got plenty of that left over.
Go ahead.
Three successes.
Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what you need. So you can give Willenbury 1 to her gunshot, and it's her turn.
Hype. She stumbles a little bit, finds her footing after being pulled over into a spot.
All right. Willenbury fires off with your A, but the leech pulls, kind of unintentionally pulls Michelangelo in the way. Willenbury avoids firing into Michelangelo's back with a shotgun. Unfortunately, circumstances prevent her from making a clean hit.
I let out a sigh of disappointment in the fact that she missed, but also in the fact that I clearly saw that I can't blame her for it.
Michelangelo, you're currently grappling with the creature.
For this system, do you have to maintain a grapple, or is this more of just like it's still there until it tries to break
You
free?
will need to maintain the grapple, or it'll end at your turn.
Okay, then I guess we're gonna maintain it.
All right, strength brawl. Oh my god.
Yes.
That's so unlikely.
Have a shot. Okay.
All right. With
That's
with
right.
Augustus currently like into its face, and Ophelia twisting a slightly serrated bat into its stomach. It's not able to properly fight you off as you're keeping your grasp on it. Its turn. It is going to try to impale you with its tongue, Michelangelo.
Fair.
Oh,
I will blood surge again.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I should probably willpower this, huh? Okay, so I need to roll. I do have 3. Nice. All right. Only meets it.
Okay. So, the tongue kind of in the place that Ophelia's Ophelia's twisting into, it slowly snakes around and starts digging into your side, Michelangelo. You take another superficial damage, which probably upgrades one of your damages to aggravated.
Yep.
And you see it starting to burrow into you. It hasn't done so successfully yet, but that's probably going to be a problem. Ophelia.
Take out the bat. Try to spear it back in.
Okay. Ouchie. That's probably gonna hurt. As indeed going to hurt.
6?
Let's see. 3 plus 3. Yeah, 6 damage. Alright. Alright. How do you want to do this?
Yes! I was planning a kill for so long. As I'm spearing it, I notice as it's getting weaker and weaker, as the life force starts fading out of it, I reach my hands into the wound that I've created and rip its body apart in half. Getting blood all
Okay.
over Michelangelo. Sorry, but the rage consumed me.
So you rip into this thing, just slowly trying to tear this thing apart. It's healing, or trying to anyway, but is not able to do so fast enough before eventually it uses up what vitality it has, and it finally stops. And you're able to just rip it to pieces, as you guys have successfully dealt with the leech.
As you begin ripping to it, and it seems like it's calmed down, Velvet kind of perks up like, Ophelia, remember, we kind of need to give the body back. That was part of Ted's deal.
It's ripped in half.
As long as it's not a bloody pulp, I think they'll be satisfied.
I don't rip it to pieces. It's in 2 pieces right now.
Okay. She wasn't sure how far you would go.
Mm.
Pulls out like a kerchief, looks at his body, just like, fuck it, and puts the kerchief away.
Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, Michelangelo.
It's fine. It attacked your wife.
Thank you.
I'll walk up and sort of nudge it with my foot a little and say, well, at least I think they wanted it for burying the evidence purposes and not research purposes, at least. Though they might still be a little upset about it.
They could sew it back together. It could have been worse.
Now that it's dead, is there a way we can look at it more and see if we can kind of figure out any kind of hints as to what kind of golem this was originally before it became this warped? Or is this just specifically a unique fleshcraft that we cannot determine a source of what its origin could have been?
Yeah, with sufficient time, you guys can do some research on it, and it would be an intelligence occult roll.
I think Ted was our occult person, wasn't he? Because
Ted's also Malkavian and might be able to glean different information from this thing.
Ah, okay.
I like gesture over to Willenbury and point and say, "Have at it," and she'll give it a go.
Velvet will do so as well.
Well, you guys will need time. You'll need to actively research this thing.
I mean, how long has it been? Because we pretty much have the rest of the night, right? Or how much time do we take?
It's been a little bit of time, but I'm saying it's like a multi-day project. It's actually like something you have to put time into. But considering you guys know it's made with blood sorcery, anyone who has blood sorcery can add their blood sorcery rating to it, their checks.
I will.
Whoa.
Don't have a cult though, so.
I mean, I could
This will
assist
be
you on that. I
straight
have
intelligence.
two.
I can assist you on that. I have one. Can there be double assist?
There can be as many assists as we want.
Every assist adds a single die.
Now the fun question, if we're going to research this, whose place are we keeping this at? I don't think Ted's going to want this in his house.
Sears isn't going to be happy, but I have some spare rooms.
Will it be safe at your place? I know boundaries aren't really a well-known thing there.
And we have some cells? That's like the safest place we could put it.
I'll find a room.
I mean, I wouldn't prefer to have it in my place, but we could as an option. It would have to stay in the bathroom.
I have like jail cells where I live. We can just put it in there.
Okay.
Well, fortunately for you guys, or unfortunately, depending on your preference for gore, with its body composition, you could easily stuff this thing into a duffel bag.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Yeah, its body is it's filled with more cartilage than bone. The bone mostly created by its native protein abilities. Also, its flesh has a rubbery texture.
Ew.
Oh, God, what parts
Unsettling.
What kind of parts are these people working with? Well, I have the bag I brought the blood in, so... she just looks at the bag. You might need this, Michelangelo. She just passes you the blood bag.
Actually, I'm not really hungry. Though, he'll try mending himself and we'll see after that.
And she just empties out the bag and like, I don't know if I have the
Okay,
stomach to
there it
pick
is.
that thing up.
Now you hear a number of superficial damage up to your stamina.
Okay, that's 3. I could try to get the last 2, I suppose. Now I'm just sitting on an aggravated damage. He does consume one of the blood bags as he did take a hunger.
Alrighty.
Okay, I did not bring gloves, so we're gonna have to do this barehanded.
I'll do it. I got gloves.
You're gonna want to burn those gloves after.
My hands
That's
are
okay. I
already-
got 30 of these.
You have 30 pairs
Everybody
of gloves on you?
looks at him with concern.
I don't want to get anything on my fists. I don't want to break my knuckles.
Where do
Here.
you keep
Okay.
them all?
In my closet at home.
Oh. Okay. That makes more sense. Anyways, my hands already got its gore on it, so I don't mind helping.
Oh, here's the bag. I'll hold it open.
Alright. You guys have the fun process of shoving this thing into a duffel bag. Leaving you guys with a moist, slightly dripping duffel bag.
Ugh.
Fun.
I don't think we can take this on the bus.
No.
Looks at the mayor.
I look over to Will and Bree and say, "Get the tarp." After the last corpse fiasco we had, I've come prepared.
Good one.
And I'll stop by the commune tomorrow after some rest and help you start investigating on everything.
Yeah, everyone who wants to investigate at this can just meet up. Stay over for a couple days if you want.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need to bring any sleeping bags?
Just close.
Alrighty.
Remember not to take too long with it. We do have to gift it to the triumvirate at some point.
Was it within a specified time, or is it just gift it?
I mean, technically,
Whoa.
they don't know it's dead.
When the
Unless they're
attacks stop
watching it.
coming, they'll know. A few days shouldn't be a problem, but if we start to take too long, I'm sure they'll get restless.
I mean, been hunting me for a while. Hasn't made any attacks.
As I said, it seems they wanted to cover up evidence, so having it out there when they know we were about to hunt it. And there haven't been attacks for a while.
You guys know generally not to fuck with the Tremere. They have access to all kinds of weird blood sorcery. Who knows? At any moment, you guys could be being watched by a ghoulified raven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're just doing our job as the Watchmen. We need to investigate it.
I'm saying that's exactly what they don't want, so hurry it up so we run less of a risk of upsetting them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that, you guys pack up, head back home, and I think that's where we'll end it because I'm sure you guys are going to want Ted along for your investigative bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we need his hallucinations.
That too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have successfully defeated the leech. A dangerous foe of blood sorceress make. You can only imagine what a small, like, army of these things would be capable of.
Complete annihilation of a city.
Awful, actually.
Are we about to fight a small army of these things, Cam?
Well, not necessarily. Mostly because it would be very hard for you guys to take these things one-on-one. But also,
You sounded oddly suspicious when you mentioned the small army of them.
well, yes, because you have to remember these were made, so that means more technically could, unless you guys put a stop to it.
He's about to throw a lot of them at us.
To be fair,
I
this
know
one
it's
was
coming.
pretty well fed. But you guys managed to beat it. Good job.
Woo!
We're so good at this game.
I will say at the end of all of this, Velvet takes a very long shower, even though she was not the one covered in any blood. She just needs to wash off the day.
Oh.
I want to take a
Fair.
shower after seeing this thing too. So let's go ahead and do some experience. You guys get 2 experience for being here today. This was the end of a chapter, so you guys get 5 experience. As fighting the leech was a pretty big story moment. Other than that, any player nominations and or kudos.
Kudos to Ophelia. You got to kill this thing.
Yeah.
I know. I've been thinking about how I would kill it for so long. It's great.
And you did get the killing blow on it, that's true. Yeah, go ahead, take a catharsis point for your victory.
Yes.
Can I give an anti-catharsis point to Augustus for going back to the sire?
Oh.
I mean, I guess you can throw an anti-kudo in there, sure.
Nice one. You got to deal with more of it.
I don't think Alicia understood the how fucked Augustus' situation is.
Yeah. I knew it was fucked, but I'm really, really seeing it.
I'm
Hey,
sure
we
you'll
gotta
get away
see-
eventually.
We got to see some of your child super soldier act in this one.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say
True.
kudos to him for that scene. That was really good, just coming in swinging into the fight.
True. You know, living up to the name. Go ahead and take an XP.
Thank you.
Can I give a pity kudo to Michelangelo and Aliester just running the entire time in the fight?
You know, you guys did have a good moment in the forest there. Go ahead and get an XP,
Yeah.
both of you.
Whoa. We made it. The fight ended after we got there.
The non-cardio boys, let's go.
Yes.
I like the flashback with Michelangelo when he was drowning somebody. Dark,
That was
but
really good
you know what I
imagery.
mean.
Yeah, I know. I like that part where Michelangelo just killed a guy. Go ahead and
it's
take
dark,
an XP,
but-
Michelangelo. It was good. It was good.
Thank you. Worrying, but thank you.
I swear I'm not a psychopath. I just phrased it so terribly.
Mm-hmm. We get it.
This one's more of a joke kudo. Alicia's character development, personally, you didn't go for a kidney punch automatically.
True.
That's Everett's thing. I gotta save it for Everett.
Oh my god.
I did find the moment funny where it's like, I didn't think they brought 2 pipe bombs.
That was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah.
I think that was the biggest hit we got on it the entire time.
Yeah, and that was Augustus's intro into the fight too.
Came in and just fisticuffed it, and it hit way harder than my heavy shotgun.
Actually, just for funsies, how trashed was that section of the forest by the time we were done with that fight?
Sorry, what's up?
How messed up was the forest in that fight? I knew we threw it around, but we didn't break in too many trees.
I mean, noticeable if you know what you're looking for, but nothing substantial.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about that if anyone does eventually start wandering through.
There are just some randomly felled trees somewhere and a crater, but
That happens.
yeah,
There was a tree on fire for a short while, but I don't think it ignited.
No.
yeah.
This one's, again, more of a kudo. I'm sorry, Ophelia. This is more of a pity kudo. You just wanted to drink from a guy and you murdered him.
We do
Honestly,
need to
I
make your
was-
remorse check.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was looking to murder someone anyway, so I wanted to go into this with 0 hunger. How do I make a remorse check again? Is it just click on humanity?
I think so. It's number of dice equal to
Yeah, you did.
the number of spaces not filled with humanity.
Yeah, that's what it did.
So, success. You feel bad.
Alright.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, that one scene with Velvet and Ophelia where Velvet was recommending to watch Peaky Blinders.
I will say, Ophelia, if you want to just fail and take the humanity loss for character purposes, you can. If you killed someone intentionally to amp yourself up for this fight, that will just drop your humanity.
Oh. No. Never mind then. I do feel sad about it.
Okay.
Too much of a coward to tank your humanity.
The only thing what I want to drop me down to humanity 5 is my wife dying. That's it. I mean, unless something else happens that's like narratively right, I'll take it. But that's like the main thing that I would want to happen. So it just makes sense.
That's fair. I just wanted to offer the opportunity. It's all about the narrative. And yeah, the Peaky Blinder thing was great. So go ahead, Velvet. Take an XP. Any other nominations and or kudos?
Honestly, Cam, kudo to you. That was honestly just a really good fight.
Yeah, it was.
Really interesting enemy.
Also,
I love its
terrible descriptions.
yeah. I mean, it's like it drinking people and then being able to sacrifice it for health, or sacrifice its pips for health. Great idea.
Good.
That's not
I
what
was
Tom's
afraid you
saying.
guys would dislike its healing capacity, but if I didn't put that in, you guys would just stomp it.
Yeah.
No,
I
that
mean,
was hype.
I dislike it having it, but like it made the fight better.
That's not where tongues go. Tongues ain't got no bones in them.
Well, to be fair, the bones is mostly from its protean carapace ability it had.
That doesn't make it better.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you guys like the fight. It's a creepy creature, a necromancy homunculus type thing, yeah, it doesn't have the same capacities. Like, it can't use willpower to reroll checks. It can't blood surge, but also doesn't need to make rouse checks to use its abilities. So if it was a one-on-one, this thing could probably take most like general kindred, but working as a group, as you guys did, it didn't
honestly
really
feel
stand a
like-
chance. It really couldn't do much to y'all, honestly.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Ophelia and Augustus could 2v1 that guy. They're popping off.
They were. The bad part is that the leech can turn a fight on a kindred real fast by draining your blood.
That's true. We were lucky it didn't get a big hit in.
Yeah, it didn't get
Yeah.
anyone with its tongue lash, which is very unfortunate for it, because that's kind of its main way of dealing with kindred.
At least we got to see it tongue stab Ophelia the first time around.
True.
We
Yeah,
knew the threat.
I will say that the first encounter with it really set it up.
Yeah.
You got to see everything that made this creature terrible in that first engagement. And Ophelia popping off with that insane dodge at the beginning of the fight.
That was amazing.
That was so good.
'Cause I think you got like 9 successes or something insane on that first dodge. Which is nuts, because it was swinging at you with like 10 dice or something. Slug may be gone.
Oh, people are fighting in the background. She can't speak.
Ah, I see. Yeah, it was 9. Yeah, it was really good, because that thing, like, it doesn't play fair. It will use whatever it can to its advantage, and since it had obfuscation abilities, it's real nasty.
I was running up, planning my whatever I would do when I eventually got there, and you said it had no eyes, and I was like, now wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it feels like it was intended to fight kindred. That's exactly
It
what it does.
does. You said that. I was like, okay, I'm just countered. I feel predated upon.
To be fair, your kind of kindred is one of the worst to deal with if it had normal functionality.
It's very true.
So it kind of just has to be anti-instant downed by brainwashing.
I'm glad it chose Ophelia as its target. I would
Yeah.
be dead.
You know what's funny too is that was only because Ophelia was just alone. It could have went after any one of y'all, but Ophelia was just the one who was out alone, which is really good for y'all because Ophelia is probably the most defensive in your party.
Yep, definitely the least likely to die quickly
Yeah.
when fighting it alone.
But yeah. Well, that's the end of episode number 7. We'll probably be wrapping up Vampire in the next 3 sessions, give or take. We'll have to see. I don't anticipate it being super long. You guys have been genuinely really good with your investigative parts up until this point. So, yeah. Sometime probably in February, we'll be starting back up with Pathfinder again.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
I got some fun stuff planned for TTRPG stuff this year, I think. A lot of fun stuff coming out. My recent video, the video I just released today, really showed that people like shorter kind of trailers for games. My Why You Should Play Pathfinder 2e video has done very well. So I think I want to try playing more games if we can manage this year. Also,
Always willing to do so.
yeah. I'll also probably be making some vampire content as well, now that we've played a bit. I definitely want to make a how to play vampire guide to save people from the effort we had to go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll probably be looking at more games. I might. It will have to see. I really want to try to get another day of TTRPG stuff going, running games, but I just don't know. If I do, it's gonna be more short form, like 4 or 5 session, like one shots, quote unquote, like mini adventures for checking games out. Just to kind of expand the number of games we can hit in a year. So we'll have to see, but for now, that's going to be it for us. Thank you all so much for watching, and good job to the players for defeating a very dangerous foe. I'm pretty sure it was rolling more dice than you guys most of the time.
Did seem that
True.
way.
And honestly, like with only 1 aggravated damage on your guys' team, that's a pretty good win. It's a pretty solid win for a creature that can just annihilate half the party with a single attack.
I didn't die. And that's all that matters.
Wow.
But yeah, with that, we'll go ahead and say goodnight.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Nighty night.
Good night.